What's going on, y'all? It's Nick with Bear Family Farms. I came out here this morning to check on some of the goats. We're about mid-January, and the goats, all the nanny goats, are about 3 months bred. So here in about 2 months, kids should start hitting the ground. I'm doing just a pasture walkthrough a little bit, kind of seeing what all they've eaten in here, and you can see they've pretty much trimmed up all the cedar trees that I can see. I'm not walking too deep in there. I brought some dog food out here. I got 2 dog feeders that we got to fill up. I've got my little nephew here with me, Levi. He found himself an antler shed. But we got some dog feeders we got to fill up, and I also brought a little supplementation for the girls. They'll get about 3/4 to a pound per head today of supplementation. It's going to be a mix of a little feed and alfalfa pellets. You can see they're trying to still get after that cedar tree, but we're pretty close to the fence line. I'd say the fence line of electric netting is probably about 100 yards that way. But they bed up in this thick wooded area here throughout the night to get out of the cold and the wind and whatnot. It's been pretty warm during the day the last few days. It's been about 60 to 80 degrees, I'd say. Probably 81 has been the highest it's been. But at night it's been getting down to the 30s. Last night, so 2 nights ago, we actually had some sub-freezing temps because some of the water lines were frozen outside by the house. Times like this, it's pretty rough for them. I'd rather it just stay pretty cold or stay pretty warm. Times like this, you got to watch out for pneumonia when temps start to fluctuate like this. So something I'm looking out for, it definitely is some of that pneumonia. Making sure these goats aren't very sickly looking, and no snotty noses or coughs or anything. And I'm not hearing much of that right now. But they're active, they're good, they're looking good. Another thing I like are trees like this. I like live oaks, and I like cedar trees. So in times of severe rain or snow or sleet, these kind of trees actually provide a good amount of cover for them. The woods do too, as you can see. They use it to get up out of the wind, but if they need to get up under something and get out and stay dry, they're going to be getting up underneath these cedar trees, these live oak trees, and whatnot. Pretty cool view of them coming, sitting up on top of that hill. It's about 8 o'clock in the morning. That sun isn't all the way out, but it's been pretty sunny yesterday and the day before. And the day before yesterday, we had some pretty gusty winds. So I'm sure they were tucked away in here, staying out of that nasty wind. Dust was blowing. Haven't had rain in a while, so that dirt was getting everywhere. So I'm sure they tucked themselves way back in this pasture and got out of the wind and hove up for the day. And times like that, they're not going to get out and graze and browse too much. They're going to try and do what fits in the most. These girls are healthy looking. They're not scrawny, skinny. So they're in here. They're eating. Whatever they're eating, they're looking good on it. And then, like I said, about once a week, we'll come in here and throw them a little hay or throw them a little feed with supplementation. We got 2 young nannies over here just fighting it, duking it out. They're feeling good. It's cold. It's not cold, but it's pretty chilly. And sometimes when they do that stuff, you gotta watch out. I just watched that orange one there, that tangerine looking one, hook her horn on another younger one's leg and couldn't get out of it. And sometimes you walk out here and you see them limping and you're like, what happened? Most of the time that's what's going on there. They're fighting, horn gets hooked in the leg the wrong way, they can't get out. and you end up having a goat that's limping for a while. I think Tyler calls that orange one pumpkin. Yeah, that's pumpkin. She's a feisty little one. But
what if their horns come off, guys? Because look how hard they're doing it. Oh!
Got some more fighting going on back there.
Like
those are two older nannies, actually. Those are, 7, 8-year-old nannies that are doing it. Well, now this one's getting into it with her.
Oh, now more.
And that little red one there, actually, I think is, so this red one that one, this is the mother. That's her daughter, one of her daughters. And that one there just tried to get into that fight, and the mom of this red one here was backing her up. So they're still getting after it.
They keep on going back at it, guys.
We've got them all walked back towards the fence line, so we're going to drive the truck down and honk the horn and try and get them to follow us to the bottom of the hill where we have the feeder set up so we can throw out this supplement for them. I'm probably going to do a more in-depth walkthrough of this pasture. I'll probably hop on the four-wheeler, drive around it, and see exactly how many cedar trees there are that they've been getting after, and how much stockpiled grass is left in there. Obviously everything out here is munched down because it's where they like to hang out the most, but deeper and deeper as we get into there, it gets a little bit better for them as far as a feed source. We're in middle of January, so we really just need to get through about 2 more months or so. I really don't want to have to move them again since they're so close to kidding, but we're expecting some rain. That'll help a little bit. If we do have to move them, we have the pastures to move them to, but I don't think we're going to have to do that. Maybe I'll come down in here with a chainsaw and start cutting some of these down so they can actually eat the tops of them and whatnot. They sure do suck a lot of water. I think it's like 30 gallons a day or something like that of water that they take in from the ground. So they sure are some water suckers. This nanny right here actually broke her leg a while back. We had a video on splinting her leg, and she's running with the herd and doing fine. Spanish goats are tough, man. She had a broken leg, and look at her. Couldn't even tell. The way she gets around, the way she just hop over that feeder. That's good. The rest of it in there. So if you're ever wondering what kind of mineral we feed, we used to feed a lot of sweet licks. Forget the actual which category of sweet licks it was. Meat maker, that's what it was called. Sweet licks meat maker. But now we found a similar mineral that is geared towards goats. Although it has a boar looking goat on there, we won't hold that against them. But it's goat builder mineral. Ragland makes it, and when we compared the label to Sweet Licks Meat Maker, it was actually very, very, very similar, but it was half the price, literally. Actually, I think it's less than half the price. I think we bought these in the summer. We bought, I don't know, a pallet of them or so. I don't remember exactly how many we bought, but it was like $12.50 or something like that. I don't know what they are now, but I'm about to find out because we've only got about 4 bags left. So but definitely half the price. I have not seen them make a coccidia preventative coccidia preventative one, like a medicated version of this mineral. So if you do have to feed that stuff to the kids when you're weaning them, the only one I've seen that's worth anything is that Sweet Licks Meat Maker that's medicated. So we actually probably will have to get a couple of them when we wean kids off in the late spring, early summer. We're going to do a little bit different this year when we're weaning, but we'll touch on that when we do so. But yeah, Goat Builder Mineral, Ragland. We buy it at the feed factory over in Gorman, Texas. Red Chain Feeds in Gorman, Texas. That's where we get this stuff at. A lot more cost effective. Cuts the price of mineral for the year in half, literally. So this dog feeder is about 3/4 of the way full, so it won't take a whole sack. So we're going to fill it up, get it topped off. One less thing to worry about having to feed the dogs. This gravity feeder makes it a hell of a lot easier.